They overcame a 3rd and 16 early in that drive from their own 26-yard line. They take it 68 yards in 2.5 minutes. But Watson's got time. Plenty of it. And Fuller tries to set him up in good field position. Oh, C.J. Fuller was in the clear and was just brought down by Tony Brown there. A saving tackle.
Wow. I mean, how about the heroics here late in this game? These two teams, much like last year, just going back and forth. It looked like Alabama's there. Once they missed that first tackle, he gets out in the open with room to run.
There was nobody but the kicker behind him.
Yeah. Tony Brown makes that play. Comes up a little bit lame on his shoulder, but stays in the game.
So here's Deshaun from the 32. A field goal to perhaps force overtime, a touchdown to win it.
And the last touchdown was under 2 minutes, where they moved right down the field.
And there's a short catch. Leggett able to get out of bounds. Tigers have a couple timeouts to work with.
Important thing for that front four. Remember, we have Clemson now at 90 plays offensively. We've not seen a lot of rotation. Fatigue, mental fatigue, physical fatigue for Bama. Can they tough it out and still contain and pressure number 4? Get after him and not give him time to throw.
They bring pressure, but it's picked up. And Williams down the sideline makes another big catch. He beat Averett. And the Tigers threaten again.
That's a matchup you're going to take. If you're going to leave Mike Williams one-on-one with a corner who's undersized, notice how he puts it up in the air to give Williams at 6'3", who can leap up close to 40 inches, give him a chance to go up and make a play. Nice job of seeing that by Deshaun Watson.
Now they get it to Scott, who laterals to Gallman, who is hit immediately but stays alive. And Gallman spinning and driving down inside the 35. There was a lot going on there. A little trickery from the Tigers this time.
Yeah, throw out to the receiver, lateral back to Wayne Gallman. You're right. And then Alabama actually defended it pretty well.
It looked like the Tigers were saving up a couple plays for a big moment too.
With 2 timeouts, closing in on 1 minute here.
Watson takes off, but will be dropped for a short gain. It'll be 3rd down. Ryan Anderson got him inside of a final minute, clock running.
Clemson electing to hold on to those timeouts. Worst case scenario, they're thinking about trying to get this game into overtime.
Boy, I'll tell you, they're not playing with a whole lot of urgency here, are they?
3rd and 3. He needs 5 yards to feel really good about having a chance to get it into overtime.
Long for Hugel is 47. He's hitting from that distance in warm-up. On 3rd down, Watson slant one more time. Renfro, and they have a 1st down, and they are in Hugel's field goal range now with 22 seconds to go.
Wow, they have a cushion there with one of their better receivers in the slot. They saved the timeouts and just fire the ball into the ground here.
Tell you what, though, they did wait a long time to spend a timeout and really create some urgency here. They want to obviously save 1 timeout for a potential field goal attempt, but I'm a little surprised they weren't looking more aggressively to win the game with a touchdown here.
Sure, at the very least, maybe a couple shots into the end zone.
Well, they can do that. And still the timeouts, but just 19 seconds now.
You got to believe they're going to have a safety over the top of Mike Williams, who's down here at the bottom.
A sack could take them out of field goal range. Bama brings some heat. Watson delivers. Catch made down inside the 10 by Leggett. 14 seconds to go.
Now Clemson will use one of their timeouts here. Dabo all the way down to the 10-yard line. What an effort, Chris, by Jordan Leggett. Full extension. Redeeming himself for earlier the miscommunication with Deshaun Watson. Fully extended, makes that catch and shows you for a tight end how athletic he is. I don't think that ball touched the ground. I think he got his right elbow underneath.
He missed a much easier catch and made a very, very difficult grab that time. Wow. Jordan Leggett has been the clutch guy. We talked about the game winners against Louisville, the game winner against Florida State, and a huge play. And now a really intriguing setup with the ball at the 9-yard line.
But you're at the 9-yard line. You still have a timeout, which is big for them, whether they set up for potentially a game-tying field goal or you take a shot in the end zone. Probably have a couple plays here, depending on what happens with that first play. But Chris, we left Glendale last year thinking, man, what a great national championship with these two teams. And here we are with the second opportunity to see these teams again in a championship. And man, it's been.
How do you like the sequel, Herbie?
Sequel's been pretty good. And I think we're just getting started here. We may have some more football to be played.
Yeah, we'll see. Hugel not automatic, but it looks like the best Bama can hope for would be a field goal attempt in overtime. Let's see if the Tigers can win it right here. Williams to the left. Watson. End zone. Overthrown. Like it well defended that time.
It took 5 seconds off the clock.
Notice they put Minka Fitzpatrick on number 16, one of their best cover guys. 9 seconds, 1 timeout.
And Chris, that last play, Mike Williams is into the boundary to the left. Not only does he have the corner Everett on him, he also has a safety, number 6, Hootie Jones. So you're using 2 defenders to try to take him away. That should open up one-on-one opportunities off to the right, which includes Jordan Leggett, and also don't forget about Hunter Renfrow, who's in that slot in the middle.
Watson lobs it for the end zone. Williams is knocked down. Here comes a flag. Interference in the end zone. We'll put the ball at the 2-yard line. There are 6 seconds to play.
Force Mike Williams back to the inside, but then just grabs a hold of him. Everett pushes him.
Defense, number 28. Foul occurred in the end zone. By rule, ball be placed at the 2-yard line. First down.
He did a great job with his technique to force him to where his help is, where his safety is. But then once he gets by him, he reaches around his waist to hold him.
How great is this? This could be the final play of the college season, perhaps, if Clemson gets a touchdown to win it. If Bama can hold him out, perhaps a field goal attempt for overtime. Watson, touchdown! Hunter Renfrow. Little man makes another enormous play. 1 second remaining. The slot receiver, former walk-on, in back-to-back championship games has made 2 touchdown receptions against Alabama. And they'll talk about that play in the Clemson Nation forever.
The touchdown here to potentially win it. The 2 for the night, 2 last year, and maybe the best tackle that he's ever had in his life after Ryan Anderson had a sack and a fumble recovery for potential touchdown.
Great point. Early in the game, he did save a scoop and score touchdown, and then did what he does best, go down and make clutch catches.
Offside defense jumped into the neutral zone, causing the offense to react. Half the distance. Decline. The penalties decline. We'll have the try.
The 10th reception of this game for Renfrow. 17 in the last 2 championship games for a guy who's been told by a lot of people for a long time, too small to play this game at the highest level. Take that. Hugel makes it a 4-point lead.
They used a pick earlier, or a screen, and they go to it again. You know Bama's going to play man-to-man. Scott is going to work here. Renfrow is going to work there. And Tony Brown is the guy who gets caught up in the traffic as he ends up going to the outside. Right there. Man-to-man. That's the way you attack man-to-man. With a man beater, they roll him to the right. And how fitting for Deshaun Watson, after everything he has meant to this program, throws a game-winning touchdown to Hunter Renfrow.
Once again, one of those pick/rub plays. It'll be very controversial. And Dabo Swinney tackled by his staff. The Alabama graduate a second away from completing Clemson's climb to the top of the sport. And Deshaun Watson caps a spectacular career